So this is MI6 Fallout, which is incredible because they actually managed to get Henry Cavill to play the one of the main characters, which was fantastic. So it just seems every time they get bigger and bigger, they decide to go even bigger. This is Tom Cruise and Cavill as well. They did a jump out of a helicopter, a high distance. I think it was a proper helo jump, which is kind of cool. So now the episodes are getting more rhythmic. They feel less kind of different from each other. And I think the first time the series kind of carries over the kind of narrative as well from the previous film, Rogue Nation. And he plays like more of a kind of realistic character now, as in he's human, he has more to lose, and it's kind of really interesting as a man haunted by his choices. And it's all about how the core of the film is actually that your past missions don't kind of disappear from life, they actually accumulate. And director Christopher McQuarrie, obviously the writer and editor of the famous Usual Suspects. You should always watch that. That's his first film. Incredible film. He basically goes full into the practical filmmaking, and he pushes action into this kind of cinema level that you just feel it's so intense. You feel everything that happens. And then you've got Henry Cavill, which he's kind of this agent who's kind of brutal. And the bathroom fight alone is one of the most brutal sequences I've ever seen in an action film. There's a really funny bit where he actually, they didn't expect him to do this, but there's a bit when he kind of gets knocked out and then he takes the jacket off and he does this kind of sort of two rhythmic thing with his arms like a boxer. And it's kind of interesting. They all thought that was incredible what he did with that. Just looks great. Such a great action star. He should be in more action films, actually. And yeah, it's just a really, really great action sequence. And I think the other guy they're fighting in the bathroom is actually the guy who played, I think he played one of the characters in Altered Carbon, I'm pretty sure. He played a role in Altered Carbon as well, in one of the first episodes of the TV show. He's quite a well-known actor too, but yeah, I've forgotten his name. Don't think he's credited as the main lineup in this one. Some fun facts is that there's an incredible bit where Tom Cruise runs across the top of London. He goes up to the top of St. Paul's and he runs across the rooftops towards the South Bank, which is kind of impossible. Kind of have to jump from building to building, and he did that incredibly. And I don't know if you've heard of it, but he actually broke his ankle in sequence jumping off an office block into another bit. He missed and sort of smashed his leg into the thing, and then carried on running to finish the shot, which is incredible. And it allowed them to edit the shot into the next shot when he was obviously recovered, but they had to stop shooting for that. The halo jump was done most of the time for real, and he trained for months to perform this jump, which stands for high altitude, low opening jump. One of the most dangerous stunts ever filmed. Yeah, it's the first Mission Impossible film to continue the previous story. It's effectively part 2 of Rogue Nation, which is unusual for the franchise. And I think they continued with that later on in the next few films. And the helicopter chase is really interesting at the end, where Cruise actually flies for real. And he actually trained himself to pilot helicopters to get the shot realistically, which is ridiculous. Rebecca Ferguson, who was Ellison in the first film, the previous one, Rogue Nation, almost didn't return. But her sort of character was so popular in the previous film with fans and alike that they rewrote lots of parts to expand her role here. So that's Mission Impossible Fallout. Which is the first film where it actually starts becoming more like a a series, if you like, for real, a legacy story. So yeah, I mean that's this one, Mission Impossible Fallout. Check it out on Prime, Paramount Plus, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.